Chris Rett, Certified Financial Planner here at Modern Wealth, here to talk about our 2025 financial planning calendar. So let's get into it. A couple housekeeping items. We want to start off with some annual items that you want to attack right in the beginning of the year. That would include, but not limited to, reviewing your beneficiaries on all accounts, reviewing your estate plan, and reviewing your allocation. Fourth quarter is traditionally a good quarter in the market, so you want to rebalance as well. So let's go over those. Reviewing your beneficiaries is crucial every single year. You just want to make sure you at least have 2 deep on the beneficiaries list, just in case anything happens. You want to be prepared. You can't redo it once something's already happened, so you want to get that taken care of on the front end. And that would, include estate planning. So estate planning, you always want to make sure you have an idea of what you want your legacy to be, or also as important is financial and medical directives in the event that you are incapacitated and can't make decisions for yourself. You want to have a lot of that lined up beforehand. Don't leave your family members in duress when important decisions need to be made. Get that taken care of on the front end. And last but not least, like we talked about, reviewing your allocation, rebalancing when necessary, is that stocks over the long period of time have a tendency to outperform bonds. That's the nature of what they are. If left unviewed or unattended to, stocks can begin to overweight the allocation over a long period of time. You want to review that annually. The first part of the year is a great time to review those 3 things. So for 2025, a couple birthdays we want to keep on our radar. It's milestones. So starting with age 50, if you turn 50 in 2025, you can now use catch-up provisions in your 401ks and in your IRAs. So those catch-up provisions for a 401k, if you're investing in that, is going to be an additional $7,500 after the age of 50, bringing that to a total of $31,000 in a calendar year after the age of 50. And then likewise for the IRA, you can do an additional $1,000, bringing it to a total of $8,000. So $7,000 plus an additional $1,000 brings you to $8,000 for an IRA after the age of 50. If you're turning 60 in 2025, you can do what's referred to as a super catch-up contribution. This is an additional $11,200. Now that's off the original contribution amount in your 401k. That brings it to a total of $34,750. So if your age is 60 to 63, starting in 2025, you can do what's referred to as a super catch-up contribution. And that is new starting in 2025. So in 2025, if Social Security is at the top of your mind, starting at age 62. So if you're turning 62 in 2025, you are now eligible to file for Social Security benefits. That, again, this doesn't mean that you have to. This is just the earliest that you can file. So it is important to reach out to a financial professional if you are considering starting Social Security benefits. You want to make sure that works into your plan. At 66 in 10 months or 67, depending on when you were born, is going to be full retirement age. And so if you are full retirement age, again, considering Social Security benefits, you're going to want to talk to a financial professional. Last but not least, if you turn 70 in 2025, you are going to want to start Social Security benefits regardless. Don't need to talk to a financial professional in that scenario. Social Security does not benefit you any longer to delay, so you want to start that if you turn 70 in 2025. And last but not least, 73. If you turn 73 in 2025, you are going to want to start, or you have to start, required minimum distributions. This is the government mandating that you have to take a minimum amount out of your tax deferred accounts. This could be IRAs. This could be IRAs or 401ks. So if you are confused or not sure what to do there, reach out to a financial professional. You're going to want to start that this year. I know as of recording this, we're a little late in the month, but a couple of things that you want to make sure you're keeping an eye out at the start of January. Starting in January of this year, it's important to note that there were a couple changes. So Social Security, if you are on Social Security cost of living adjustment, you got a 2.5% cost of living adjustment. So little bonus there. Not as good as the last couple of years, but it is adjusted for inflation. So the plus side is inflation isn't as high, but 2.5% bonus on Social Security benefits. Medicare rates, unfortunately, did change as well. So you do want to visit Medicare.gov to see how your Medicare rates were impacted. Also, as of January 1st, you want to look at the inflation adjusted tax brackets. So those do change every year. They are inflation adjusted. So you just want to make sure where you're at from a tax perspective for this year. And we did already cover them at the top of the episode, but you do want to review the contribution limits to IRAs and 401ks if it's something you want to make any adjustments to going into 2025. So as of recording this, if you haven't already seen it, Stephen Tuckwood, our Director of Investments, and Neil Falkenberry did a great outlook for 2025 and a wrap-up of 2024. Again, if you haven't seen it, it's going to be a great introduction about what to expect for 2025. January 27th is the first date that the IRS will begin accepting tax filing. So if you're a go-getter and you've got all your tax documents already, January 27th of this year is the first date that the IRS will begin accepting tax returns. January 28th, the following day, we're going to want to pay attention. The Federal Open Market Committee, the Fed, is set to meet to discuss interest rates for the first time this year. Why this is important is we want to gauge which direction the Fed is going. Again, if you haven't seen it already, Neil Falkenberry did a great segment on this, on what to expect the bond markets to do in 2025. So we're going to want to tune in January 28th, see which direction the Fed is starting for 2025. Moving on to February, it's a lighter month, so starting February 1st, this is as good a time as any to start gathering your tax documents. With tax season in full swing, you want to make sure you have all of those and start preparing your return for this year. You do have until April 15th, but February 1st is as good a time as any. Start gathering those tax documents. Moving ahead to March 15th, you want to keep on your radar. If you are a LLC or an S Corp, you want to make sure that you're keeping track of the tax filing deadline for those two on March 15th. So again, March 15th, tax filing deadline for LLCs and S Corps. And then moving on to the 18th is the FOMC is set to meet again. So if you remember, they met in January at this point and then again in March. These are going to set the tone really for 2025 and what to expect in our interest rate and bond markets. Looking at April, we got a couple things going on in this month. Starting with April 1st is our required beginning date. So if you turn 73 in 2024, you have until April 1st, 2025 to take your RMD. Again, let me say that again. If you turned 73 in 2024, you have until April 1st, 2025 to take your RMD for 2024. Now remember, 2025 has its own RMD, so if you have delayed, you will take 2 RMDs this year only. So everybody's favorite day of the year, April 15th, tax filing deadline. Make sure that you have your taxes filed or at least an extension made. And if you're making an extension, make sure you're working with a tax professional to get your estimate in to avoid any penalties. Also, April 15th is the deadline for your first quarter payment for 2025. So big day there. Make sure you're taking full advantage. Also, if you're looking to make an IRA or a Roth IRA or an HSA contribution for 2024, you can do all of that up until April 15th, 2025. May is another one of those lighter months, so because of that, we want to focus on our grads here. So congrats to all of our graduates graduating, whether it's secondary education or it's college or even postgraduate. Congratulations to our graduates there, but May 29th, 529 is a great day to start looking at funding education if you haven't already. So there's various options out there. 529 is a great day to start looking at funding your options for funding education. So make sure to reach out, talk to a financial professional if this is on your mind. Great day as any, May 29th. Looking at June 16th is a day you want to keep in mind. It is the deadline for the second quarter for 2025. So if you remember, first quarter is going to be April 15th, and then it's not a full quarter, 2 months. June 16th, you want to look at your second quarter quarterly estimate being due. Looking at July here in America is usually a month we look to celebrate independence and freedom. So July 1st is a great day to celebrate Financial Freedom Day. So financial independent. it's a great opportunity that if you don't feel financially free or financially independent, reach out to a financial professional here at Modern Wealth, and we'd be happy to look at your situation and get you on that path. Everybody deserves the right to feel financially free. July 1st is as great a day to celebrate financial freedom. Again, if you don't feel that way, it's okay. Reach out to a financial professional here at Modern Wealth. We'd be happy to get you on the right road. Piggybacking off of that, we look at August, the month of August. So August 14th is National Financial Awareness Day. And again, if you're piggybacking off of July and saying, hey, or you don't really know where you're at. So maybe you're not even financially free, but not quite sure where you're at. Use August 14th as an opportunity to look ahead. We're not quite through the year, just a little over halfway through. It's a great day to take an assessment of your finances and say, where am I at? Where do I want to go? Am I on the right road? So use August 14th as a great way to make yourself financially aware. So National Financial Awareness Day on August 14th. So moving ahead to September 6th is National 401k Day. So this is a shout out to all employees that have a 401k, but also employers that are considering or have a 401k or retirement plan for their company. Is Modern Wealth, just to remind you, has a retirement planning division here within us. So we do want to mention that to small businesses. If you're considering having a retirement plan and don't know where to start, reach out to us. We'd love to do an analysis of your company and see what is best in terms of not only for the employer, but also the employees and making sure they have benefits and that helps retention. So September 16th, National 401k Day. Also, if you're an employee, it's a great opportunity to review your 401k, see where the markets have been, are any rebalances in order, check beneficiaries, see what options have possibly changed. Is it time to change the traditional versus Roth? All things you want to consider with 401k. So September 6th, great opportunity to revisit both on the employee and the employer side of your 401ks. September 15th is going to be the third quarterly estimate due. So again, thus far we've had April and June. So September 15th, again, it's a little bit wonky with the calendar cycle. So September 15th, you want to keep on the lookout. That is when quarterly estimates are due. As we go into October, a couple of, again, housekeeping items we want to keep on the radar for the fourth quarter. These are going to be really important as we enter the fourth quarter. Fourth quarter for everybody seems to be a busy time. Football is playing. We've got the holidays coming up. Depending on what you celebrate, things move really, really fast. It's important to have your financial house in order as you go into the fourth quarter so that way you don't miss anything. So starting with a couple of them is you want to look at tax loss harvesting or gain harvesting in taxable accounts. So the markets, depending on how they operated, you want to look at fourth quarter. You don't necessarily have to make any decisions. You want to set up a game plan for what the end of the year looks like, depending on what markets do. Not only that, you want to look and say, hey, have you sold any appreciated property, or are you going to sell any property with appreciation? It's a great time to take inventory for that because, again, there's tax implications either way. So, again, just want to get that in order. You want to track donations to charities. If you are charitable and you're charitably inclined, you want to get inventory of what you've already donated or what you want to donate by the end of the year. And so there are many different ways that you can donate to charities. It's important to reach out to a financial professional to see what, we always want to keep the charity in mind, make sure that we're donating, but there also could be tax benefits to you may not be taking advantage of. So make sure you're reaching out to a tax professional. Fourth quarter is as good a time as any to reach out and say, hey, have I donated in the most tax efficient way possible for myself? Again, keeping in mind the charity is always going to be the beneficiary. We want to keep that top of mind, but if there's an ability for you to save and reap tax benefits as well, we do want to have that opportunity to discuss your options with you. We're on the topic of gifting. You want to review your strategies for gifting. If you want to gift to family members, you want to fund educational accounts. Fourth quarter is a great opportunity to say, hey, what gifting strategy do you want to use to friends, families, or educational purposes for yourself for 2025? So fourth quarter, again, if this is your first year or you're an experienced vet at taking RMDs, required minimum distributions, fourth quarter, if you haven't done so this year, now is a great opportunity to review that, see when to take it, the timing of it, and what to use those for. So again, If you don't need the RMD and you're forced to still take it, reach out to a financial professional, see what your options are. Or again, if you turned 73 this year and you don't quite know what an RMD is or how it works or how the tax implications work, reach out to a financial professional and seek help on that. Required minimum distributions, you certainly don't want to miss those. So if you have not taken it thus far in the year and you know you need to, or frankly, you don't know if you need to, reach out to a financial professional, make sure you're getting guidance on that. And a couple of things that are time sensitive before the end of the year. Again, things you want to think about starting in the fourth quarter is going to be your Roth conversions. So the deadline for Roth conversions is going to be December 31st of 2025. Again, depending on your custodian, they may not be able to process it on that timeline. So you want to make sure you're getting that in ahead of time to make sure not only it fits your overall financial and tax plan, but your custodian has enough time to process that. So first day of the fourth quarter, you want to start looking at Roth conversion options. Does it make sense for you and your family to do? And if so, how much? And if you don't quite know what to do there, reach out to a financial professional. Here at Modern Wealth, we'd be happy to guide you through that. And then last but not least is that we want to use this as an opportunity. If you want to max out contributions in your 401ks, the deadline for that to contribute to 401ks is December 31st. Reminder that deadline to contribute to IRAs and Roth IRAs is going to be April 15th of 2026 for the tax year 2025. That does not apply to 401ks. So the deadline to contribute to 401ks, Roth 401ks is going to be December 31st of 2025. If you want to max those out and you haven't done so yet this year, make sure you set up a contributions and change the contributions for fourth quarter to be able to maximize those. So now jumping ahead in October 15th is Medicare open enrollment. So if you're on Medicare, you do want to reach out, review your options, make sure you're getting the best coverage for your dollar. So October 15th, Medicare open enrollment date. Now the window is only open for a small period of time, so do not wait. October 15th, reach out to a Medicare specialist to get guidance on what your options are, review those, make any changes as necessary. If you filed an extension and you made an estimate on your extension, October 15th is the tax filing deadline for 2024 tax returns. So if you did procrastinate again, that's okay. Make sure you're putting in an estimate when you file on April 15th. You have until October 15th. Don't wait that long, but October 15th is the tax filing deadline for 2024 returns. October 31st, a lot of people's favorite holiday, Halloween. If you haven't had the chance already, go visit and view Dean and I's episode on financial horror stories. So moving ahead to November 1st is going to be ACA coverage open enrollment. So if you are on ACA coverage or you're applying for ACA coverage starting in 2025, November 1st, you're going to want to circle that date. Again, window for this is only open for so long, so do not wait. November 1st, look at ACA coverage options. December 2025, last month of the year, a lot of things to consider. So starting December 7th, Medicare open enrollment ends. So again, the window is only open for so long. Do not procrastinate here, but if you did procrastinate December 7th, you want to make sure have all your Medicare options filed by December 7th. So again, if we're in December here in America, a lot of holidays to celebrate, a lot of family to visit, a lot of things to take care of. You do not want to put this stuff on the back burner. Start, December 1st if you can. But if you have procrastinated, December 31st is a crucial date for a lot of reasons. So one is going to be the last opportunity to do charitable donations if you're charitably inclined, whether that's going to be from taxable account or a IRA. You want to make sure you have that in by December 31st. And it's the last day to do Roth conversions. So again, it's up to the custodian whether or not they can process it in time, but December 31st is the last opportunity to take advantage of Roth conversions if you're looking to do them. So this has been great, guys. This is a highlight of our calendar. Obviously, in the actual calendar, there's a lot more. So go to the website, click the link below, and download your copy of the 2025 Financial Planning Calendar. Thanks for joining us. Again, I'm Chris Rett, Certified Financial Planner here at Modern Wealth. If you had any questions about anything discussed in this video, please do not hesitate to reach out. Be happy to clear any of that up for you. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe.